Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. Today I'm gonna teach you how to do 180s on roller skates. It's a very basic trick, but it can also be really tricky. Why? Well, the landing. If you don't really know how to roll backwards the proper way, might be weird for you. A really common mistake is people landing without looking where they're going. So, before we even start doing 180s, we need to know how to roll backwards. When I say that you need to know how to roll backwards, you need to know how to look when you're going backwards. Basically, a lot of people roll backwards just like this. I don't have one eye in the middle of my back, so I cannot see where I'm going. What I think it's right to do when you're rolling backwards, it's something like this. When I go backwards, I'm looking. See? I'm looking over my shoulder. And that's something really basic, but for a lot of people it might be tricky because sometimes they don't know how to set their feet. Usually, if my right, which is on your left side, if I want to look over my right shoulder, I also need to have this one leading. When I mean leading, if I'm going backwards, this foot needs to be the one leading, which means in front. If you look down to your feet, the opposite foot is in front, something like this. If I look this way, I go like this. That's basic. How can you start doing this? Well, if you want to learn this trick in a skate park, you can start by just going up and down the ramp. And that's something that everyone does. Going up and then going fakie or backwards down a ramp. Simple, right? But when you come backwards, first thing, you need to bend your knees a little bit. Then, if I'm going to look over this shoulder, I'm going to need to have this foot here, and then I'll look here. Easy, right? After doing this, if you have a little hip, which is kind of like a 45-degree ramp to ramp, or you can even do it in the same transition from here to here. If you have a little hip like I'm doing in this video, then you can just go up, and when you land backwards, you always need to look where you're going by having the same foot that you're looking over the shoulder in front. That's basic. Now you know how to do a 90 because in the hip it's not a real 180, and you know how to roll backwards. What can we do next? Well, the final trick that we want to do is jump from flat bank to flat bank, or like jump over a ramp, over the flat part, doing a 180, which is like not a full spin, just half spin, right? That's what we really want to do. But before that, we need to know if we can go down the ramp backwards. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna roll up, roll flat, and then do a little 180 into the down part. And that's what I did here. As you can see, it's not a hard trick. It's important, once again, when you land, to bend your knees. Once you land, you just need to look over your shoulder. Simple. Now you start going faster and faster, and you're gonna start doing from this ramp to this ramp. The goal is to jump on this one and land on this one. It's normal that you can't do it first try. So what you can do at first is start doing from this and landing on the flat part. And then you're gonna start landing closer and closer to these one, and that's it. Obviously, again, looking over the shoulder. What's really important when you're doing a bigger 180? When you're gonna do a bigger 180, you need to make sure that you don't spin too fast. Because if you spin too fast, you kind of get lost in the air. So imagine if I want to do a 180, I'm gonna go most of the time, just like in a 90, I'm gonna go like this and then slowly spin. If I spin too early and then I go backwards too early, first thing, it's gonna be harder to spot the landing. And then the second thing is, once I land, I already go out of control. Imagine, if I'm gonna do a 180 from here to there, I'm gonna jump and then slowly I'll go in this position as much as I can, and right before landing, poof, I spin the whole thing. And the really common mistake is this: you spin the whole 180 and then you go backwards the whole time. And then this happens. Well, I've been skating for way too long and I still fall doing 180s. Especially if I'm gonna do a long 180, sometimes I spin too fast. So always keep in mind, if you're gonna do a long 180, you need to spin super slow. It's better to not spin the whole thing than overspin. Then of course, once you land, you always need to bend your knees and, again, looking over the shoulder. Now you know how to do 180s. I wanna see you doing 180s everywhere, right? Why don't you send me links of your 180s? Comment down below. If you have any clip of your 180s in Instagram, Facebook, or even on YouTube, show me. I want to see what you're doing, and if you're doing something wrong, I'll try to help you with those. Okay? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really glad that I got to 4,000 subscribers. It's really growing and I'm really happy with this. So again, thank you very much. If I can help you with anything, just drop me a comment down below. And if you like this video, thumbs up. That's it for today. Cheers, guys.